We've been working with some leaders on Radical Candor this week, and I wanted to share a little bit more about the framework with everyone. It is not a new framework. It's been around since 2015, in fact, but it's something that can be really helpful when you're giving feedback to others. It might also be helpful just when you're generally communicating with people. There are 2 points to really notice about Radical Candor. One is being really honest, challenging directly, and the other one is caring personally. And when you can do both of these things, it means that you're able to give someone really clear, specific, and useful feedback that is going to be just for them. It's individual to them, or it might be individual to the team. But it is all about them. And it's not generic. It's not telling them something that's great. Well, actually, tell me what exactly is great about it. So giving some concrete examples and being really prepared to have those challenging conversations with somebody about what they're doing well or maybe what they're not doing so well, but then helping them to understand how they might be able to improve it or continue to do some of the same. Now, if you don't sit in that radical candor space, there is a tendency for a lot of managers and leaders to sit in the ruinous empathy space. And this is where you might be a little bit too nice. And so you're not really challenging directly. You're not giving that very challenging feedback to somebody to tell them exactly how they can improve or what they could improve on. And then there's another area where people fall into quite often, and that is when you are being a little bit too aggressive in the feedback that you're giving. So you might be far too honest and not caring enough about the individual. So instead of saying, here's what didn't go so well, you might say, that was absolutely rubbish, and that's the end of the conversation. So you're not giving them that caring personally element of what wasn't so good about that. What else could you have done differently to improve on that area? And then there's another final quadrant that sits in the Radical Candor framework, and that is manipulative insincerity. And this is where you might either not say anything, so you don't really care about the person anyway, and you're not challenging at all, or you might say to their face, yeah, that was good, and then behind their back, go and talk about them in a bad way. So think about where you might sit in your feedback towards individuals or towards people in your team. And think about where you could become more radically candid in the feedback that you're giving people. Because one, it helps them to improve and to develop. And two, it helps you and the team to perform better.